Action.
Action. Oh dear. Hi, how are you? Thanks for joining. It's Deanne, the designer behind Addydae Designs, and this is my video blog where I get to chat about my crochet, designing, and my ever-growing stash. I'm sure you can relate. So welcome, thanks for joining in. This is video blog number 3, would you believe? I'm slowly getting the hang of this whole video editing thing. I got some new video editing software, so I am still learning as I go. And with the camera I have, unfortunately, after it's been running for 15 minutes, it splits the files and starts a new one. There's nothing I can do about that. Something to do with taxes. If they make it record for any longer than that, it's suddenly a video camera, not a still shot camera, and they have to pay more or something like that. At least that's what it said in Google. So still working out how to join all the videos together seamlessly, so please bear with me. I'm a crochet designer. This isn't my forte, but thanks for joining. So what has everyone been up to since I last recorded? Well, for me, it is school holiday time here. It's the middle of winter, so, you know, not the best time for holidays, but hey, school holidays are still fun. The girls are pretty happy. They've been doing plenty of sleeping on airbeds in the lounge room, watching movies, staying up late, sleeping in late, staying in pajamas for half the day, so all sorts of fun stuff like that. I had my hair cut today, so please don't expect me to look this glamorous every episode. Yeah, it's not glamorous. I had a trim, nothing exciting. And we've been doing a bit of watching the Tour de France. Does anyone else like the Tour de France? We really enjoy it here. Our family does lots of cycling together anyway, so it's something we're interested in. It's not just about the fit men in lycra. Naughty. The scenery is beautiful. It's an amazing race. I don't know how those guys do it, and yeah, we really enjoy it. It's a bit of a shame that it's so late in the evening by the time the race actually starts here. We don't get to start watching it till about 10:15 at night. So if you want to watch the finish, it's the wee hours of the morning normally, but I'm not that good at staying up that late. So we try and catch the update the next day, but that's been a bit fun. So I get a bit of crochet time while I've been watching that and enjoying the scenery. And is it just me, or does anyone else find Phil Liggett's voice incredibly calming? It's kind of like whale music, isn't it? I don't know. Okay, maybe it's just me. I don't know. But it's been fun nonetheless. So I hope you've been enjoying whatever season you're having at the moment. I hope it doesn't get dark here. I've got the curtains open because it was sunny like 10 minutes ago, and now I think the sleet has started again. It's been the strangest day today. We've had a bit of everything. It's very cold outside though, because the wind has whipped up straight off the snowfields, so terribly cold, but we're nice and toasty in here. Now, before I continue with our regularly scheduled program, we have a surprise guest. This is my slightly camera shy daughter, Imogen. She's 9.
Hello.
She's a little bit excited today because...
Why? I finished my first hat.
She did, her very first hat. So this is the OTT design, which stands for over the top, my design. It's nice and easy, and yeah, it's perfectly sized, of course. She did really, really well. Just a little bit of help from Mum to start it off in the beginning chain with the band. And Imogen's done the rest. She did all the crown shaping herself, and it's only her second crocheted item. What was the first one?
A belt.
Yeah, the first one was a belt, so no shaping. So she was so excited to finish it about, what, 10 minutes ago?
Pretty much.
Yeah. And she hasn't taken it off since, so
No.
we're very happy that it fits.
Besides when my head got itchy.
Yeah, well, it's warm in here, that's probably why.
And you do need to wash it.
Yeah, we need to block it. We know all about washing and blocking new garments, don't we?
Yes.
So yeah, so that's Imogen's FO, her very second ever FO. So thank you, sweetheart. Finished object.
Oh.
Yes. Oh.
That's a weird phrase.
It is. So there you go. It's a really simple design. If you are new to crochet, I highly recommend it. It's all done in the round, so you just keep going and going and going and going. Gives you a good opportunity for practicing the same stitch over and getting your gauge nice and even. So good project for that. So what do we normally go on to at the beginning? Stash enhancement. Now I know in my last video I promised, well, I kind of made a deal and put myself on a yarn ban because I'm going to Bendigo this weekend to the sheep show. So excited. Technically, I've been good. I haven't ordered any extra yarn, but some yarn that I ordered prior to my self-imposed yarn ban has arrived. So I want to share that with you. So we've got a little bit to show you, not a lot. But the first one, just a little, yeah, this is my live studio audience I have here. Yeah. This first stash enhancement is from Wool and the Gang. I don't know if you've ever purchased from them before, but I am new to Wool and the Gang. They're based in the UK and they had a special one with free shipping. So I took advantage of that and I bought this lovely stuff. Let's see if we can get it to focus. There we go.
At least it's not blurry on.
It's a lovely single ply, 100% wool. It's super bulky, I think, is the weight, which I think is like a 16 ply if you're from Australia. Beautifully soft. I have already worked some of it up because I couldn't wait, and it's very, very soft and delicious to work with, so I highly recommend it. I got it in this colour, which is called Lipstick Red. It looks a bit orange on the screen, but it is actually quite a nice cherry red. And I got it in another colour. This one is called, I can't find it, Magic Mint. There we go. And that's that colour. So beautiful, beautiful yarn, and very nice to work with. My assistant here is trying to stay out of camera shot and failing miserably. What do they say? Don't work with animals or children.
Oh, that's a bit harsh.
All right, so that was my first stash enhancement. I got a few balls of each of those to try them out.
About 3 each.
Yes.
Specifically
3 each. The other thing I purchased back a bit was this, which is Lino. I want to say Lino.
Looks like skin comes, not me.
It does. Some Cartier Lino, which is 100% linen. Completely different. I've gone from one end of the spectrum to another. There we go, camera's focused. So yeah, gone from big chunky wool to fine 100% linen. So this is something I wanted to try for a little while. It feels obviously completely different. I don't want to say like straw. It's got like a crunchy feel to it. But I believe that once you wash it after you've made your item, it softens up a lot. And I have plans to make a nice lace scarf for the warmer weather. Something that, being in the linen, won't feel hot, but I still get to accessorize because I kind of like my shawls, as you can tell. And I can wear that, yeah, in the warmer weather. So haven't quite worked out what I'm going to do with that yet, but I love the colour. I mean, it's a beautiful, come on, there we go. It is a beautiful barley sort of neutral colour, which is really, really nice. So they are my only 2 stash enhancement items. So I have been good because we're going to Bendigo on the weekend, and I'm sure I'll have plenty more to show you after that. The other thing, technically not stash enhancement, but I got it with my Wool and the Gang order, was this hook here. I'll try and get it to focus. There we go. It's a rosewood hook from Wool and the Gang. This is a 12 millimeter, 16 ply yarn, 12 millimeter hook. So I don't have one this size, so I thought I'd try one, and it is really, really nice to use. It's very smooth, incredibly light, and I think because it has the thick handle, because it is a big size hook, my hand doesn't cramp. So quite happy to use that one, because I don't know about you, but the old, is it birch hooks, you know, the little stick thin, you know, just as thick as the actual hook itself, crochet hooks, I just cannot use that. My hands almost cramp up instantly. I normally use the Clover Amour. I'm very bad at French, obviously. I think it's a French word. Soft touch hooks, these are the soft grip hooks with the shape, like the ergonomically shaped handle. Oh, it's not really going to focus, sorry, but you can see the shape there on the hook handle. And these are the Clover Soft Touch, which are pretty good as well, because they've got a lot more to grip onto than just, you know, skinny pencil type grip. So if you are crocheting and you haven't tried a crochet hook with a shaped handle like these or these, I would highly recommend it because it will make the world of difference to your hands. And if you haven't bought a crochet hook yet, just go straight for the shaped handles. You'll save yourself a lot of pain and you won't be disappointed. So highly recommend those. Yeah, so while I'm talking about crochet hooks, this is a little thing I've often wondered. I wonder if crochet gets a bit of a bad reputation. I don't know, does it have a bad reputation? I mean, I think it's wonderful, so, but sometimes I think sometimes people think that when you mention crochet, they instantly just go to granny square cushion covers, Afghans, or something that you'd only use if you were making, say, a basket. I don't know, not so much. People don't tend to think of crochet so much for garments or accessories, and I'm wondering whether it's because perhaps in the past most crochet was done on quite a small hook. I don't know. It often makes me wonder, because I have seen some patterns where, you know, using double knit weight yarn with a 3.5mm hook, and I just find that it's so tight and it makes such a tight fabric. Perhaps that's just me. I'm a little bit on the tight side gauge wise if I'm crocheting, so perhaps it's just me, but I can't imagine using that finer hook for that thicker yarn. I just think it would make too stiff a fabric, and just needs to, you know, use a bigger hook. Crochet needs to breathe a little. let the fabric have a bit more drape to it. So I don't know, maybe that's just me and some of the things I've come across, but it definitely needs a little bit more room, I think, to be a nice flowy fabric than knitting. You certainly wouldn't use the same size hook with yarn at the same size hook as the needle size recommended on the ball band. So if you've got a ball of yarn that says a 4mm needle, I definitely would not use a 4mm hook with the same yarn. I'd use a bigger one. That's myself. So there you go, that's my little thing about crochet hook sizes today. What else have I got to show you? Because stash enhancement was nice and short. I have, like I said, with the wool and the gang yarn, I have something off the hook that I made out of that, because it has been incredibly cold here and it's gone dark again outside and raining. I just wanted to work up something completely different to the linen. You might remember I showed you this last time, the chunky cow. And that being said, I think the hook I used for this was a little bit small. It's a bit stiffer than I would have liked, but at the time I only had a 10mm hook, and I do think it might have been a bit small to use with the 2 strands of yarn. So I used 1 strand of the wool and the gang, super bulky, and the 12mm hook, and I whipped up this one. I haven't even wound the ends in, but it's another chunky cow, exactly the same stitch, and it's a lot more flexible. You can even see it. It's nice and floppy, which is what you want around your neck, but it'll be deliciously warm and keep the wind out, and it's so soft. I put it up to Imogen's face when I finished it, and I said, "How does this feel?" And she said, "Oh, Mum, it feels like kitten fur." So there you go, there's your recommendation for wool and the gang, kitten fur soft. So it's beautiful. Get a lot of use out of that if the winter continues like it is today. The other thing off the hook, now if you saw my Instagram feed in the last few days, I showed a picture of the hood I finished on the little vest I was showing you in my last video. Remember the little rainbow vest? At the time I hadn't done the neckline or the sleeve holes or anything. I finished it! It's off the hook. This was my dip whip, wasn't it? My design in progress, work in progress. Well, it's no longer a whip. It's a faux finished object, and I'm so happy with it. It looks awesome. Like, there's your kangaroo pocket at the bottom, and then the neck line. It's got this little crossover hat band or hood band that you just seen together there, and the contrasting armhole edging. And then there's the hood with some awesome pooling, which I just loved, from the Three Irish Girls Everlasting Gobstopper yarn that I used. So I am so happy with that. And fortunately it still fits Piper. She'll probably only get this winter out of it because she's grown so much, but very, very happy with how that turned out. I am making a few final tweaks to this design before I put it into testing. I'm considering working it flat. The body of this one is worked in the round and then worked flat once you get up to the neckline and armholes. I'm thinking of doing it flat. As much as I dislike seaming, I worked out a really, well, I think effective, let's say effective. I was really happy with the seaming idea I came up with when I had to seam the hood, because I wanted to do it, and you want it to look neat. And I tried a few different ways and it was just looking messy, and no one wants it to look like a seam, you know, where you see it. But if you do, you want it to look neat. So anyway, I had a play around and I came up with, I'm not sure how it's coming out. There we go. You can see the seam down the center here. And it's sort of, I think it's a bit of a feature actually. I've decided to make it a bit of a feature, let's say. So I thought I would do the body flat, the two pieces front and back, and then seam the sides and sort of tie the whole design in together that way, because I was so happy with how it looked. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm just trialing it with another sample that I'm making in Imogen size, and we'll see how it goes. And yeah, you'll know when I get the final pattern draft out. So very, very happy with that finished object, let me tell you. That was a great one to get off the hook. Piper's kept saying, when are you going to be finished, Mum? So it was really good to get that finished. Now the other, no, I don't have any more FOs to show you. That's it. Only two things off the hook. Whips, that's what I was going to show you next. Works in progress. Getting my tongue tied today, it's terrible. I don't have a lot of whips. I mean, I do have a few, let's be honest. I've always got quite a few. I never seem to work I'm not a monogamous crocheter, isn't that the term? I usually have quite a few things on the go at once because, let's face it, you get a bit bored, or, you know, you might be working with a dark colour and it's harder to see at night, so you want to work on something with lighter yarn, or you get sick of working with 4-ply and you want to work up with something heavier. I just like to change it up. I don't like to get bored. But this whip is a little bit different. Now, don't die of shock, but prepare yourself. I've been knitting. For those of you who saw my very first video blog, I did mention that I can knit. My mum taught me how to do both knit and crochet. I enjoy them both, probably both equally. I wouldn't say that I dislike knitting. I'm just a lot slower with knitting. And as far as the designing goes, I cannot, to anyone who can write knitting patterns, I can follow a pattern. The idea of writing up knitting instructions for some reason doesn't click in my brain, whereas crochet does. Anyway, I digress. So, whip. These are going to be socks, just in case you're wondering. I've only done a little bit. As you can see, this is 2 nights worth, or 2 evenings worth. So you can see, yes, I am quite slow. No one's getting hand knitted socks in a hurry in this house. I blame the grocery girls. Grocery girls made me do it. If you've ever watched their podcast, they have Sock Talk, which they showcase all the most amazing hand knitted socks because they're constantly making them, and they're beautiful. Oh my goodness. So that sucked me in, so I thought I'd try it, and finally this is my 3rd attempt at this pair of socks, because I kept getting that, well, my first attempt went wrong because my needles were too big and my gauge was out. The second attempt I got a smaller needle and it was still too big. Anyway, 3rd attempt, I discovered Susan B. Anderson's latest pattern. And according to the Grocery Girls, she is the queen bee of socks. So I had to go to the best. And I bought her, hang on, let me get it right, Smooth Operator sock pattern. It's like 16 pages of instructions, which for me, a beginner sock knitter, is awesome. And it gave a lot of advice for choosing your size. And it turned out I was trying to make too big a size. I had to go down 8 stitches. So it would have been a disaster had I kept going on the previous ones that I had, even on the smaller needles. So thank you, Susan B. Anderson, for your awesome instructions. Highly recommend that pattern to someone who has not, there's knitters watching, if you haven't made socks yet and you're a bit nervous, like me, highly recommend that pattern. Smooth Operator socks. It was on Ravelry. She had it on sale for $3.50, which was a bargain, but I don't know how long that sale lasts for. But I think it was only going to go up to $5 at the full price, and you get a lot of great instruction for your money. Like, it's truly worth it. Lots of photos as the photo tutorial, so you can follow it as you go, and yeah, awesome. So highly recommend it. So you might be seeing these slowly. Don't hold your breath for the finished product. Who knows when these will be an FO. Slowly be worked on over the winter, and hopefully I'll have them finished by the time before it gets too hot to wear them. Maybe one. I should be able to get one out before it gets too warm. So we'll see anyway. But the colourway is, I've shown it to you before, but not worked up, obviously. That is the Rainbow Lorikeet that I got from, I showed you in Stash Enhancement last time, from Circus Tonic Handmade. Now, this is it wound up in a cake. Oh, isn't it beautiful? All those little pops of colour, it's so pretty. So these are going to be like the most special socks ever. So that's the main colour of the sock, obviously. The cuff I got from a ball of yarn I've had in stash for ages. This is from Skein Yarn. This, I bought this quite a few years ago, and it was listed as a gradient, but it's more of a colour change. Like, there's just, I mean, you can't see much. Oh, maybe that side's better. There we go. There's not much of a slow transition between colours. It's pretty much just 3 colours on the one ball, which is fine. I have no problem with that. What was I going to say? Super duper soft. Love Skein Yarn. If you haven't tried their bases, go for it. I mean, this is so soft. It feels like it could have cashmere in it, and it doesn't. It's their top drawer sock yarn base. Crazy soft. So what I was thinking, I was going to make the cuffs in the burgundy colour, and I was thinking maybe of doing like the heel and toes, let me cover my face up, in a different colour, like the blue for the heel perhaps, and the, I don't know if it's too green, I don't know. In any case, I'll definitely use the maroon and the blue to do contrasting toes and heels as well as cuffs with it. So I'll see how well it matches anyway as I go along, but that should make quite a nice finished object. Ready for next year maybe. We'll see. So that's my only whip. How sad is that? I have got some more, like I said, but it's not enough to show you. I finished the tiny little part of the crown of a hat for Darren, and I've got the yoke of a lady's cardigan, but I want to have a bit more done on that before I show it to you, because I'm not sure how I'm going to go with that yet, because I'm making it up as I go along. Like I said, if I'm going to make it, I usually end up writing a pattern up for it. Can't help myself. Glutton for punishment, I guess. But anyway, that's what's happening. So when I have some more done on those, I will show you, so maybe next time. But I do have some upcoming designs to share with you. So here we go. This is the next pattern that's going into testing. It's just about ready. It's not the, I've got the designs all done, like, and the samples all made. I've got the photography already. It's just the instructions that are holding me up. This is Slinky. Okay, so it kind of looks like a girl's skirt at the moment, but it's actually a neck warmer. Okay, so you imagine you pop that over, this is child size, pop that over your little kitty's head, and it's got this clever little drawstring at the neck, so you can tighten it, tie it up around the neck, so it's gathered around the neck and keeps the wind out. And yeah, I mean, who doesn't love pom-poms on kids? They look so adorable. So that actually matches my scooter vest and a pogo hat if you're into doing matching sets. So that's the straight version where it's just, there's no shaping at all required on that one. And that was some gorgeous hand dyed. Oh, and I can't even remember where I got that from. I think it was in somebody's D-stash years ago on Ravelry. And the pink is a Cascade 220, I think. It says worsted weight, but the balls I got are more of a double knit weight, maybe heavy double knit. Anyway, it's a Cascade 220. So I just put those together for that one. Now that, like I said, that's the straight version. And I decided also with that design to work up a shaped version. So you can see this one, it's straight in the back, but has a little dip down the front so that when it's being worn by your little kitties, or adult size for that matter, I've written it up so that you can make it in an adult size anyway. So it goes down and covers the chest a little bit more to keep the chest warm. So yeah, very happy with how they've turned out. The girls like wearing them, provided of course that the yarn's soft when it goes around their neck. So that's an awesome little design for kids especially, like I said, adult sizes too, but kids, because it doesn't interfere with play. I mean, I don't know about you, but especially with little kids, you don't want to have a long scarf that's, you know, got to be wrapped around 27 times and then it can fall off, or, you know, just something, this pops over their head, you can gather it around the neck, keep the wind out, doesn't interfere with play, it's not going to fall off and get lost, it's not going to drag in the mud like a long end of a scarf if it comes off from around their neck, something like that. I thought it would be cool for play, so yeah, I hope you like that one. It shouldn't be too much longer. We'll see how the testers go and then I can have that one available. So that's going to be the slinky design. So I hope you like that one. So that is about all I have to show you. Not much since the last time I saw you, but I have been a little bit busy getting ready for Bendigo. That might sound a little weird because I am only going as a spectator. Well, kind of. I am going to be meeting up with Jen from Candy Apple Lane. We have kind of a little collaboration for the show going. She has dyed up some gorgeous sets to suit my Amaroo design, and I'll have a couple of my patterns on sale if you happen to be going to the show. Pop by Jen's stall, Candy Apple Lane. I think she's working along with Bryony from Gradient Yarn, so I'm looking forward to meeting Bryony as well. So if you see their stall, pop by. I might be there, who knows, say hello. Yeah, so I've been doing some preparation for that. It's just printing up some promotional stuff to go along with the show. That's mainly been it, but yeah, getting that ready, and yeah, been busy vegging out with the kids basically for school holidays. So yes, hopefully I'll have a little bit to show you after the show. I'm so excited, I can't wait to go. The kids are looking forward to it. Imogen's a little worried that it's just going to be one huge yarn shop episode, but I assure her that there is a lot more to see than just that. So I'm looking forward to seeing sheep shearing and stuff like that at the show. That'll be really interesting, and trying out some of the food and things like that, and maybe a visit to Bendigo Woolen Mill's secret back room. Well, it's not secret, but yes, if you've ever been to Bendigo Woolen Mills, you know about the back room with all the yarns and things that you can't order on their website, so that'll be nice. You never know what you might find in there. So yes, we go on our road trip down to Bendigo very shortly, and yeah, I'll have a bit to show you after that. I'm sure I've said that several times already. Okay, so that's all I have to tell you. I hope that you are enjoying your crafting, whatever you're doing and wherever you are. And thank you for joining me. I'll put my details about where you can find more from me at the end of the video. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Ravelry, and You can buy my patterns on quite a few places: Etsy, Ravelry, Love Crochet and Craftsy. So I'm in a few spots, so who knows where I'll pop up. But I'll put my details at the end. Thanks again for joining in. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer, and hi if you're new. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you again next time. Bye.